heard that Kendrick came out with a new song.
On Instagram?
For the beef?
Is he said something that could relate to Drake, but
Oh my God.
oh man, he dropped on 9/11, which is symbolic,
Oh,
because all his other releases were also symbolic, like Juneteenth, July 4th. This guy is
Wow.
a mastermind.
Okay. Well, welcome to another
there's a show
episode of Guess What's Coming to Dinner. I'm one of the hosts, Daryl Ashley.
My name is Salome Danoon.
Oh, I'm Michael Dwayne Paylor.
And we are joined today by Cal Tolentino, actor, American Ninja Warrior.
Nice.
Yes, thank you
Happy
for
to
being
be
here with
Yeah,
us.
for you to be here.
And we're going to play a game this episode. Cal came
Yeah.
up with the game.
This or that.
Yes, this or that.
And I can already predict that some people are going to cheat.
Some people are going to cheat.
Some people are cheaters in this room.
He's throwing shade. You're just so shady.
Wait and see.
Okay.
Whatever.
So, Salome, what's going on with you? You feel all right?
I'll be okay.
Are
I'll
you
live.
sick?
I don't think so. Just a lot going on, I guess. Why are you even? Can this not be about me, please?
So it's about you, baby.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll make everything about Cal.
Right. Who has the well-seasoned artist?
Oh, I
Salome.
do. Yeah. So,
Talking about
well,
Kyle, did you get the
season-
name Well-Seasoned Artist? Because it's a food show, right?
Yeah, that's
go.
pretty. That's a clever one. Yeah, nice.
Oh, I don't remember if I came up with it, though.
You probably did. Yeah.
Anyway. So, this is also like a tribute. So, James Earl Jones is today's well-seasoned artist. Born January 17th, 1931 in Mississippi. His parents separated before he was born, and he was raised by his grandparents in Michigan. He struggled with a severe stutter as a child, which made him almost mute for several years. His teachers helped him overcome this challenge, and he began to express himself through reading poetry and acting. James Earl Jones' career, it should be Joneses, right? I always feel like Joneses.
It doesn't,
Prayers,
doesn't
like,
sound
yeah, like in Jesus'
grammatically
name.
correct.
We're going down like a rabbit hole here, but I remember like one time, bear with me. I was saying a prayer and I was like, in Jesus' namesake. And my boyfriend at the time, his girlfriend was like, oh, that's not how you say it. And I'm like, but it's pure.
Your boyfriend had a girlfriend?
Did I say that? Yo, my head is somewhere else today.
I'm like,
My
wait,
boyfriend's sister.
Wait a minute.
Anyway, let's get back to what we're talking about because
Well, I think
Forgive
I've
me.
heard it also in Jesus' name,
Yeah.
but also in Jesus' name.
yeah,
But it's his name. It's Jesus's. His name.
Is
His name belongs to Jesus. So you put a apostrophe S on possession,
well,
right?
you would only put the apostrophe. You wouldn't add the other S.
right, because it's
Yeah,
already
it's already
S.
S.
How do
So
you
you just
pronounce
add
an apostrophe with no S?
because it's just
I'm gonna just.
James Earl Jones's,
Jones's.
but Jones's career
Is it
spanned
S or ES?
decades,
I'm sorry.
showcasing his versatility as an actor in both theater and film. He earned Tony Awards for his powerful stage performances in The Great White Hope, 1969, and Fences, 1987. What was it like living in 1987, Michael? On screen, he is best known for voicing Darth Vader in the Star Wars franchise and Mufasa in Disney's The Lion King, 1994, reprising the latter in the 2019 remake. His filmography includes notable roles in Field of Dreams, 1989, and Coming to America, 1988. Ooh, he was busy for those years. Jones has won multiple Emmy and Tony Awards and received an honorary Academy Award in 2011. Revered for his deep, resonant voice, his contributions to entertainment have made him a cultural icon, and his ability to overcome early struggles with stuttering stands as an inspiration. James Earl Jones, with his unmistakable voice and towering presence, was a legend whose impact on theater, film, and culture transcended generations. His career was a testament to resilience, talent, and grace. His performances on stage and screen embodied depth, strength, and humanity, leaving a lasting legacy that redefined what it meant to be a black actor in America. Though his powerful voice may fall silent, R.I.P., R.I.P., the echoes of his contributions will continue to inspire and resonate in the hearts of those who experience his artistry. He leaves behind a world forever changed by his immeasurable talent and his spirit of perseverance.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I did
James
not
Earl Jones.
know he had a stutter.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You know,
That's
I thought he was from the Caribbean.
really? What made you think that?
The way he spoke,
Yeah.
it sounded like
It's
English
funny.
as a
I can
second
understand.
Yeah.
language.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I can see that.
I feel that way about like other artists as well, like Nina Simone, the way they speak. People don't. I was telling my dad that the other day. I was like, people don't talk like that no more.
Maybe they had Caribbean parents.
I don't know, or they had somewhere along the line they had like Caribbean teachers, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, to answer your previous question, the 80s were very colorful and
Yeah, they were.
How would you know?
positive.
Aren't you colorblind? How would you know that it was colorful?
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. That's a crazy
I mean,
day.
one for me, one for me, one for me.
Yeah, that's how it goes on this show.
You're gonna let that slide? You're just gonna let her get away with
What am I
that?
doing?
He'll come back later, trust
Yeah?
me. Oh, trust me.
I never attack these women.
Oh,
All I ever do is try to uplift them and support them.
And then just knock you down. They
You
just
know
keep
what we
putting
should
you-
do? We
Shame
should-
on you guys.
We should cut
Oh
this.
my goodness.
This is perfect. I'll go back and cut this up and get the receipts and prove you're a lie.
You got one receipt at best.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
please.
Anyway,
Okay, fine.
yeah,
We can move on.
let's move on. Let's get this and that game going.
I know. Okay.
Now let Solomon go first.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
as the guesser or as the person that says.
Yeah,
Okay.
Kyle's gonna run it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, so you're gonna do it for everybody?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
that's a lot of pressure. All right.
I know.
Have we explained the game on camera yet?
Oh no.
They can Google
We
it.
can let them
Fine.
explain it.
Explain it.
Essentially, as seen on Friends, on that one episode, you know what I'm talking about. So,
Wait, you guys watch Friends?
I love Friends.
No,
I
I'm talking to the women.
watched it a few times, like when it was out, while it was out, but I didn't see like the whole series.
You mean the Living Single ripoff? Oh, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, well,
Someone's a hater?
I am.
You're a Friends hater.
Not hater, but what's the word I'm looking for? Not a hater. I wouldn't say hater. I would say, I don't know.
I think it's
I'll
hater.
come back.
Yeah.
It's not hater. It's more strong than hater. Yeah, it's more.
Okay, so back to the best sitcom in the 90s. You
Ooh,
were saying?
best sitcom of the 90s. That is it.
At least that's what Solomon thinks.
What? Friends? Why are you putting words in my mouth? When did I say that? Friends? I would quicker pick like Frasier over Friends.
Frasier is classic.
Frasier is classic.
Yeah.
It is, but you had to have a certain like sense of humor.
Yes.
You had to be very patient to watch Frasier.
Okay.
It only came on at night when I was on my way to bed, and I was like, all right,
Oh
fine.
my goodness. All right, let's stop interrupting Cal.
Yeah,
Sorry, no,
okay.
you guys weren't interrupting. You kidding me? This show, this game, essentially you say two things. Let's say hot sauce or ketchup. Two things, this or that. And you say them fast, and the person just answers right away without thinking. It might be the real opinion, it might not be. That's the whole point. Just say it as fast as you can, no thinking. Yeah, that's really the game.
So what kind of chaos ensued when they played this on Friends? Because I think a lot of things happened in this episode.
I think the conflict in that episode was something about, I forget who, I think Phoebe was playing the game with somebody, either Joey or Chandler, and the conflict might have been about a girl, and she asked random questions at first, and then I think asked a question about the girl, and one of the guys was like, I don't want to go out with her. And it was like, whoa, and this big profound thing. Which usually is not how this game actually works, because you just say something and it's...
Can I go
Feeling.
first?
Yes,
I got a question.
absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
All right, this one's for Dara.
Wait.
Why is it for
How did we go
me?
from
You
Cal was
answer-
gonna ask for everybody?
I think he can
Okay,
ask.
that's
'Cause
fine.
I know you got something loaded. You got something good. And answer as fast as you can. No pause. That takes all the fun out of it. You just gotta...
All right, Kamala Harris or Michelle Obama?
Michelle Obama.
You gotta ask that question quicker, too.
Speak slow.
Yeah, speak quicker.
And also, Kamala, her name is pretty tough.
Kamala.
Yeah.
It's Kamala, right?
Kamala?
It's not Kamala. Is it?
I don't know.
I'm not sure actually.
All right, you ask a question to someone else, though.
Is that on me?
Mm.
Fried chicken or baked chicken?
Fried chicken.
It's not that healthy. I mean,
You
sometimes.
You see what he does?
That was true. All right, Salome, ask Cal a question.
Sunshine or rain?
Rain. Wait. That's not true, though. It's not like sunshine.
But you said rain first, so maybe deep down in your soul
No,
somewhere, like the rain.
The rain.
Yeah.
No. I'm always sunshine over rain. See, this is why this game has no bias.
Rain is important, though.
Rain is important.
It
You need it for to appreciate the sunny days.
Oh,
And there's
and
lots
for
of good
things
songs
to
about
grow.
rain.
Yeah, that's true.
You can get into...
Can you stand? Oh. I just
Reminisce.
I would
threw
have went
myself
with Mary
somewhere.
J. Blige, Rainy Days, over
Oh.
New Edition. But
I was
whatever.
thinking, have you ever seen The Rain? Creedence Clearwater Revival.
How does it go?
I want to know.
Oh,
Have you ever
never see.
seen
Oh,
the
I
rain?
love that song.
Yeah,
I'm not
good
familiar.
song. Really? It's a good
You
song.
haven't
Good
heard it?
band. Yeah.
Yeah, they are a good band.
Well, not that song.
Hmm.
Question
Yes.
for me.
Oh, yes. Okay, I got one. Ready? You got to answer as fast as you can.
Got it.
All right. Slummy or Dara?
Salome.
Whoa. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, that
That's
makes sense.
horrible.
That makes
For you to even ask that
It's fine.
question.
That's
It's okay.
crazy. That was
My
like
God,
that was my
today.
whole intent asking
My
about this
God,
game.
today.
I wanted to
My
make
God,
you quick.
today.
I was like, yeah.
It makes sense. It's fine.
That
I'm okay.
is
I'm not
crazy.
offended. I'm not
That
offended.
is crazy.
I'm not offended. It's okay.
You see,
That's
you
alright.
see, you could have said that, and that's my answer. You said that was my answer.
Well, to be
It's okay.
honest,
It's
I
all
made
right.
it in my mind that I was just gonna say whatever the first
Boo.
option was.
Boo.
So by the time he said the second one, then I realized, oh, what you trouble. What's in trouble.
That wasn't
What
fair.
you don't
That
know
wasn't
is I'm
fair.
always in trouble. Yeah.
It's okay. All right.
Moist or dry?
Moist.
Oh yes.
Okay.
In what regard?
I know.
What do you mean?
Most regards, like let's say if it was
steak.
chicken or steak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Okay.
Okay, but I thought
food.
you were talking like right now. Am I like in this room? Would I
Oh,
be
like moist or.
That's I don't know. That's like sweaty or not. That's what came to my mind. I was like, moist.
Really?
Like,
That's what came to your mind?
That's not
Oh,
weird.
that's
That's
right.
not. You guys just set me up. No, it's not like.
That's because I just live somewhere else. But all right.
In the butter.
Yeah. Deep down in there.
Okay. Oh no, I'm not gonna do that one because that's obviously. So.
But you never know.
Never know.
Clean or dirty?
Clean.
Right.
You thought too much.
That's what I'm saying.
You thought too much.
I did.
Super easy.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
there's
what
a
I'm
gap
saying.
in
That's
there.
why I said I wasn't gonna do
You
it.
gotta go right after. You
That's
gotta
funny.
go,
There's a pause in there. I might prefer dirty over
You-
clean.
In this game? You
Pink
know.
or orange?
I was not ready. I'm sorry.
You see?
Okay.
All right.
Hit me with a different one.
Night or day?
Day.
Okay.
That's true. Yeah.
Awesome.
You get up early?
I try to. I usually wake up 7 to 8 most days. I want to be on that 6 a.m. But I'm always so beat whenever I wake up at 6 a.m. because I don't go to bed early enough.
Yeah,
the night
you gotta
before.
get to bed
Yeah.
early.
But usually I'm pretty good about waking up at 7.
Every once in a while, I'll wake up and start the day early. It
It's
does
nice.
feel good.
It feels
It
great.
does, yeah.
There was a time in my
I love
life that I woke up at 4 in the morning with some friends.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what, I'm never gonna do that shit again.
4
And
in
so-
the morning.
yeah.
The with
Is
friends
that-
part is a lot more intriguing. What were you guys?
Ah,
It's our army buddies.
Yeah.
no.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's why I. Next question.
Salome lore? I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for your service. It's awesome.
Well, thank you for your support. Seriously,
course,
thank
yeah.
you. Yeah, thank you.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah,
Right.
and
Right.
I mean,
That's
know.
amazing.
yeah. I
How
guess-
come soldiers never say, "Hey, citizen, thank you for your tax dollars
Oh.
for all this equipment we got from it"? Last I checked, y'all volunteered to get into service. I ain't volunteered in taxes.
You know what?
Question?
Yeah. Oh, man. Question for Michael Paler. What's another?
Make it a good one. I think this
Okay.
is the last one.
Okay. Women or men?
Women.
I like these questions, Cal. I like it. You're on your feet. We were this
Yeah.
close to learning something about
Just gonna catch me, huh? Got to get up earlier than that. It's up at 6 a.m.
Oh my God.
All right, fun game. Let's get into
Yeah,
these
thanks, Cal.
hard-hitting questions.
Right. So, you ready? Hard-hitting question number
Also,
1.
feel free to answer as much as you want.
Ain't this my
What do you mean by that?
part?
This is a safe space.
Did
All
he
the
just...
time. He does that all the time. I mean, it's, a normal situation.
Also, there seems to be a tendency of some people will kind of interrupt you. They don't mean any offense, okay? It happens. It's just people get excited and they just kind of blurt out certain things.
Michael,
But
you're so sassy, man. That's my biggest takeaway from watching this show.
Sassy.
Is like,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Is
Thank
that
you,
the word
Cal.
you wanna use?
I think you got a lot of attitude. The way you poke at them, it's funny.
Thank you,
what?
Cal.
I was referring
See?
to myself.
No, but you said some people.
I'm some people.
Are you?
Are you? I read the subtext there.
Subtext. Hey, Cal.
Hey,
What inspired you to be an actor?
do we
No, it's okay. I'm not feeling my best today. Listeners, friends, viewers. So I'll let it slide.
That was
Yeah.
her question.
But it's okay, please, go ahead.
Do you want to
answer.
ask it?
No, it's all right. Because we have time today.
Okay. Okay, so sometimes I give a really long-winded explanation
Go
for
for
this,
the long
so
one.
just cut me off if I'm dragging. I did Ninja Warrior for a long time when I was a kid, and I did the junior show when I was 12 and 13 years old, and I always loved the camera. Well, that was a poster boy for it. I would light up whenever I was getting an interview, like, oh man, I just loved the B-roll part of it, and competing and performing for people, as terrifying as it was so much fun. And I was 15, I wasn't old enough, I was just turning old enough for the adult show because they had lowered the age limit, and my mom asked me, have you ever thought about acting? And I hadn't really. I was a kid, I watched TV like everybody else for entertainment or to escape whatever's going on in the real world, and I hadn't really thought about it. I just liked it like normal people do. And I thought, yeah, I guess I'd be a movie star. Whatever, it'd be cool. Yeah, whatever. I'll be the next Leo DiCaprio. I'm not cool like that, but when I know him, that's what I'm gonna call him. Be like, yo.
I just call him Leo when I see him.
Yeah. Yeah, but everybody calls him Leo. You gotta call him Leo DiCap, and then he'll be like, no one's ever called me that before. You're original. So, anyways, then my mom posted on this child actors Facebook group, and just not even seeking representation, just pictures of me on Ninja Warrior, like, hey, we're Philadelphia-based, looking to start acting. What do we do? And this guy comments under it. Usually these guys are sketchy, who claim to be like an agent or a manager on these pages, and usually they're no good. But this guy turned out to be legit. And we set up a Zoom meeting with him, and I was 15, and it was just really lucky, honestly, that I got representation then. Excuse me, sorry. So that's how I got my agent, and I started doing these Disney, Nickelodeon auditions for a while, and thank goodness I didn't book any of them.
I know.
Looking back on that,
my God.
shouldn't
This
be
would be
laughing
a
about
different
that.
interview.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
would.
right.
Oh, Lord.
But I also sucked. I was also really, really bad, and I had no technique. As do, I guess, currently a lot of the people on those shows are not super great. They used to be. I feel like the writing used to be
Yeah.
Well, you
better.
don't really
Yeah.
have to be.
Yeah, but I watch those older shows, and they actually
Yeah.
had things I would play to the adults and older people watching. Now it's just for little kids and whatever. So, anyways, my long story short, my agent told me, you need training, go to Playhouse West. And I started at Playhouse right as I was turning 17, and it was weird. I was very at a high school guy mindset about the whole thing, like, I don't want to do theater. I've seen the theater kids in my school. That's lame. I just want to be on film, be a cool actor guy. And I'm super closed off to the whole idea. Then I saw Gingham Dog, and that was the first play I'd ever seen. And I was also just in the beginner intermediate class, so not saying that I wasn't seeing great work, but I wasn't experienced to that level of work, especially here, and it blew me away. Everyone in that play was so good. I mean, Jake, Tati, Maddie, all those guys, I really credit them because I saw that, and I was like, these guys were taught by the same guy that's teaching me. They're at the same, like, they're in the same community of actors. So I have a great community around me. I have a great teacher. I have a great agent. I'd be a fool not to at least just try it. Like, just to put everything into this for at least a year. Because I wasn't even crazy about it at the time. I was just like, I'll try it, see what happens. So I started applying myself, like, beginning of 2023. I started saying, I'm going to try as hard as I can and put everything into this, go to every rehearsal that I can, and read all these plays, study up on books, just study films, everything that I can do. And as I did that, I fell more in love with the work, especially as you get deeper into the work at the school with the curriculum preparation, and you're doing scenes, and just to feel something is so powerful, and eventually you see the growth, and I think that's so exciting, just growing in something and getting better. And as I think every day, the deeper I get more into acting, I love it more, and I love feeling things and making others feel, and just telling a great story. I think that's it's so cool. And I just want to be the best storyteller that I can be and continue to work and grow.
Your start was really the American Ninja Warrior. How did you get into that?
I was really uncoordinated when I was a kid. I sucked at ball sports. I tried basketball, no good. Soccer, was really bad at it. And I did gymnastics for a little bit when I was way little. And I remember one time, I have this really specific memory. I was hanging out, my mom was scrolling the channels on the TV, and it was this old season of Ninja Warrior. And I said, stop. Because I saw this guy climbing on something, and she goes back to the channel, and it's this guy on the third stage doing the cliffhanger, and I thought, that was so cool, I want to do that. And I love the playground and just climbing around on things. So I saw that. There was a parkour gym, it was 20 minutes away from me. So I started going to this parkour gym. And then eventually there was a gym that had replica obstacles in Westchester, not too far from me. And I started going there when I was 9. And after that, I just fell in love with it because it was just climbing, and I could move myself. And I was always super into climbing, not good at throwing or catching anything, but I could throw or catch my own body, which was sweet.
Yeah.
So started competing in local league competitions around that age, National Ninja League and things like that. And then there was a junior show eventually. So I got into it at that gym, really, and I just kept playing around on stuff. And then the junior show came out, and I was like, I want to do the junior show. And I was selected, and that was terrifying and amazing. And then eventually the big show lowered the age limit, and I just kept training at gyms and doing these league competitions. And it's a great community of people, just all ages, older and younger. I've always been on the younger side of things, but yeah.
I mean, you're pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I don't know how, like, you're impressive. I don't even know how you were doing some of that stuff. Like, it's so young, too. I was like, oh my God, this kid is a monkey.
Do you, like, when you're, like, leaping from, like, one obstacle, like, well, I don't know, but you know what I mean. Like, when you're, do you feel anxious?
On the show? Or in
Yeah.
training?
No, well, I guess not in training, because when you're training, it's like, oh, we're training, whatever happens. But on the show, you're competing against someone, and there's cameras, and there's, like, people. So do you feel anxious?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Depending on, it really depends on the round for me.
Okay.
Like the qualifier, I'm always really nervous for, even though that tends to be one of the easier courses that you're gonna get, because ninja's so you slip and you're done. Every season you see a couple of the best people go out in the first round because they just slipped, and you don't want that to happen to you because you know that you're better than that. So I'm always nervous for the qualifier round. I'm like, I just have to clear this course and move on. And the deeper I get into the competition, the less nervous I get, because since I had to have elbow surgery when I was 15, because it's super rough on your body, and I was this 8-year-old kid who never stretched in the gym and would go literally I'd be at the gym all day sometimes. I'd be at the gym for like 12 hours.
So you started working out after you started the Ninja Warrior stuff?
Yeah, I had to have that surgery at 15, take the summer off. When I was turning 16, I started lifting weights more. So I usually lift 3 days a week, and then I train Ninja the other 2. And I think that's a much better balance for me. I more do Ninja for fun, because I still love Ninja, but if you train it to win it, every ninja's got all these joint problems, and I'd also have to be smaller realistically, because it's hanging, and all these guys who are lighter burn out less quickly. So I'd rather like my aesthetic and like the way that I look and have good joints than try and win the whole show, because the show's just fun for me. I like playing on it. Like that run that I posted on the Facebook, my stage 2 run, I actually wasn't that nervous before that one, because it was all my favorite obstacles. Like that really just felt like I was playing. Even though I was racing this guy, it was like the salmon ladder, and I was like, I love that one. I grew up on that one. And to do that on the show is so, because you watch all your idols growing up on the show. Like I could list off many names, but you guys wouldn't know. Like just doing those same obstacles that they did, and then there's some little kid watching you back home where it's like, maybe now they're looking up to me in that same way that I looked up to all these greats when I was growing up, which is it's weird. It's really so weird, and it's so cool.
Amazing.
And
So,
yeah.
Do you know the history of, like, when the show started and...
Some of it, I'm not as
Okay,
well versed
okay.
As others. It originated in Japan. It was called Sasuke, and that's the OG Ninja Warrior show. And if you go back and watch, it was, no, that's not right. But essentially, they used to film in the daytime with the earlier stages, and had all these crazy, like they were more full body and had much different obstacles versus Ninja Warrior is super intense and mostly upper body at this point. And they would just have regular people on that show, which was really funny, because it would be all these, and the announcers were super intense, and at least I don't speak Japanese, so I couldn't understand what they were saying, and you just hear the announcers screaming as this guy just slowly falls in the water. So it started out in Japan, which is, and they still do that. I think it's just a once a year live stream thing now. And then came to the US, and the US is now the biggest one, but they had I think a few other countries still have spin-offs. Like there was Australian Ninja Warrior for a little while, and then Ninja Warrior UK and all this other stuff. But yeah.
Would you do it? Are you like continuing to do Ninja Warrior, or are you finished with doing it?
TBD.
Okay.
I don't really know yet. I'd like to be too busy doing acting work to
Okay,
go back on it. That's the goal.
Love that.
But I was really happy with how my last season went, and honestly, not to sound like a Debbie Downer, but I don't know how much better I'm gonna do than that last season, because I just got to the 3rd stage in the finals, which is pretty far in the finals, and I don't train. 3rd stage is very much grip intensive, rock climber, super freak ninja athlete
Like
level
little
stuff.
things
Yeah,
that you
and I'm not built for that. I don't do so hard on
hard.
that. Yeah.
I noticed, like, when I watched your post, I haven't watched the show in a long time.
Yeah.
The obstacles are different, and a lot of it just seems like you're hanging off of your
holding on.
fingertips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's just crazy, strenuous type of agility.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
Looks
I
hard.
take my friends to the ninja gym sometimes because like, I can do that. And it's definitely more difficult than they think most of the time. And then some of my friends will surprise me. It's technique based more than anything. I know a lot of people who are super, super strong, but they don't know how to move their body. And
Right.
I think in a way that's helped me a lot with acting too. Just because like learning how to use your body and open yourself up. Like you can save so much energy by using a swing instead of continuously pulling with your muscles. So that's the
You
biggest
did
part
swing
of it.
a lot.
Yeah, yeah. That's why the stage 2 course is my favorite. It was all these swinging moves,
Yeah.
swinging speed.
So good.
Have you ever considered going to Japan to try theirs?
No, I not really. It's a huge trip, and
Yeah.
they do a Team USA special out there, and they send like the top 5 best U.S. athletes usually, and I haven't made the cut for that. I wouldn't make the cut for that, but I think it'd be a really cool experience. I just am not. I don't train enough to justify that trip. I'd want to do really well if I went out there, and
Fair.
I would probably only do, at my best, pretty good. Which, if I'm just trying to be realistic with myself, yeah.
When you were like doing it a lot, how much did you train?
When I was a little kid, and the joint, it's sad, it's really sad. My joint problem started getting bad at like 13 years old. So from 8 to 13, I was in the gym at least 4 days a week, usually closer to 5 to 7 days a week.
God, wow.
My parents were great. I would ask to go to the gym. They would drop me off there, and I would just play and do all these different challenges and not get tired because I was a little kid that had this endless energy. And I would only stop when the skin would tear off my hands because that's what happens. You get blisters. So after that, but then I'd start doing balance, then you start doing something else. So I practically lived in the ninja gym when I was a kid. I was there all the time. And the best part is, like, it doesn't feel like work when you love it. That's how I feel about acting now. It does not feel like work. And I think everybody needs something in their life that they're passionate about to give them some sort of drive or purpose. I remember those 2 years, I was 15 to 17 really, when I didn't have ninja because I couldn't train super hard for that. I was scared I was going to mess up my joints. And either way, I wanted to transition out of that because the money's not good enough to mess up your whole body. It's not. So I had those 2 years of I didn't have anything I was passionate about, and I look back on that as just I wasn't depressed or anything, but it was just a darker time. There was nothing going for me. I wasn't doing anything with myself. All I did was really lift weights and hang out with my friends. And then you find something that gives you drive again, playhouse, acting in general, and now I am always striving towards something, and I have something to work towards, and I think that keeps me sane.
Earlier you said there was like B-roll. I remember when I watched that show, they would have segments on certain people. Did they ever have a segment on you?
Yeah,
where you had to explain your life story and all that stuff?
Absolutely. My rookie year, and it's fun, they do a little TV magic sometimes. It's not as bad as you would think. Some reality shows really vamp up people, but my rookie year, there's this ninja legend, Flip Rodriguez. Flip, if you're watching this, what's up? And we live in different states, but whenever we get together for competitions, he's always like a big brother to me, and he's the nicest guy in the world, takes me under his wing and everything, and which is so cool because I grew up and that was one of my favorite ninjas ever, and I was just starstruck when I first met him, and I still am. Like, he's just the nicest, most genuine person. And they played it my rookie year when I was 15, he was like my coach, which is not true. We were in different states. We would see each other every few months for a competition. They're like, his mentor, Flip Rodriguez, which is like so far. And I love Flip, and we have a good relationship, but it's not that. He's not my mentor. If we lived in the same place and trained at the same gym, he would be, for sure. But he's always moving around. I think now he's in Florida, and I'm in Philly. And they still, even this past year on like my stage 2 segment, they said, and Cal's mentor, Flip Rodriguez, is a stuntman, and Cal wants to be a stuntman, and stuff like that. So
Oh my God.
I've gotten that segment, and then on the stage 2 run, they gave me like a little segment about acting, which is really, really cool, and saying like, they use the word waiting for his big break, which I don't like that, because I'm hustling. And I'm working to not just wait for my big break. I want to write something for myself.
They also mentioned you wanted to be a stuntman?
Yeah.
Is that true?
That is true. Not as much as I want to be an actor, but I would love to, like, I've done a few stunt films now. I did one with Jake Cawthron. I'm sorry for messing up your last name. But I did one with Jake, and I've done a few stunts just in other films, and I think that's such a cool world. And man, just making a fake punch look real. It's all camera angles and everything like that. And I fell a lot with Ninja Warrior, and I know a few flips, I know some tumbles, and I just have a really good background in movement. So we would do all these big elaborate kicks and punches, but with these, like, I would flip over him, and then I would do a handstand or something like that, and I love just using my body to tell a story in that way. Something like an old Bruce Lee movie would be so kick-ass. And
Classic.
or like Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible. I'd love to be able to get to the point where I can be an actor and do my own stunts. That'd be so much fun.
That would be
Yeah.
nice.
I feel like you can get there for sure.
Yeah.
I need a better background in martial arts is the biggest thing. Because like I know how to throw a punch and kick, but I could know better. But I know how to fall really well. Ninja Warrior will teach you that. You will fall a lot.
Well, there's an opening, like Jackie Chan used to be the do your own stunt guy.
Yeah.
That'd be
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
He's probably too old to do that type of
Yeah.
stuff.
I mean, you see Tom Cruise, like 60-something, hanging off airplanes.
The type of stunts he's doing is different from what Jackie was doing.
That's true. That's true.
I think Tom is just getting his kicks, like skydiving and hanging off the planes and all that stuff. Not necessary, Tom.
I don't know. That's pretty cool. I would definitely, like, if I knew it was safe, and they're not going to let Tom Cruise die on a stunt.
No,
so
they're not.
They're not
I would
gonna
do that.
intend to like do it, but I can only imagine how expensive that shit is to have to
To
like,
ensure it.
yeah,
Yeah.
insure it, to like make sure like they have extra safety,
Yeah.
all this other stuff, and then he wants to do multiple takes. You don't need multiple takes. They got it on the first one, Tom. I saw a video where it's like he went up 3 or 4 times.
Oh my
And
God.
the one, the bike parachute thing.
Yeah, he's
That was
just having
crazy.
fun. This is not even
Yeah.
for the movie at this point. Skydiving on somebody else's dime. Whatever.
Sour.
It makes
I
for
mean-
good movies.
I don't think
You
maybe
don't like Mission Impossible?
I don't think it based off of like audiences and what they're used to now, I don't think it would make a difference. Like they're not going to look at it and see a difference between that and like really good CG. It's like it's gonna be like, oh, okay.
I
that
think
happened.
it's way better than CGI. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you've been trained to see this stuff.
Yeah, but I think if it's bad CGI, the average person could notice. It's also you're putting stunt people out of a job if you start using CGI for everything,
Yeah.
which stinks. And the world of stunts is way too cool to not do that. I just like if you look at behind the scenes footage of like those war movies, especially those people get blown up and set on fire and everything like that, and that is scary. That is
Yeah.
it's so cool though.
They put their lives at risk.
Yeah.
People are like adrenaline junkies, I feel like.
That's what you gotta be to be a high level stuntman.
Yeah.
I'm gonna jump off a 5-story building, land on a small mat. I'm like,
Oh my God. I would not, I'd be terrified. I couldn't do it. There's no way. I would like shit my pants before I jumped off them. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but you gotta start small. Like you could punch salami.
Yeah.
Start with a 1-story jump and work your way up.
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good strategy.
They couldn't pay me enough.
Nah, come on.
Yeah.
That would be like a cool movie to write. Like, we're all trying to be like, trying to figure out how to be like stunt. What do you call them?
Stunt people.
Stunt
Yeah,
people.
stunt
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're like, that'd be really cool to write. Like,
Guys,
yeah, let's
I
do
don't want to
that.
do this.
Yeah, let's
That would be
do
me.
that. Yeah, yeah, let's
Look
do
at me.
that.
Nope, never mind. Never mind.
That'd be cool. A
Oh
cool
my
short.
God.
Yeah,
Oh.
that
We'll
would
write
be
it.
fun.
Yeah, we'll write it.
No,
Do you
that-
prefer film over stage acting?
In the beginning, you was like, I'm a action star. I don't wanna be on
In the beginning, I had a horrible
How do you feel now,
mindset. As I've actually fallen in love with the craft, I don't know. The thing is, because of class, I've done a lot more work on stage, and the stage taught me how to act. So I feel like indebted to the stage, and I always, if I had the career I wanted to, I'd want to take some time in New York and do some plays, but I'd want to make it as a film actor. Preferences, though, I think in the moment, stage feels better. If you're doing this scene and you're lost in it, and I don't know if you're doing a play or a scene day or something, and you're just so in it, and you know the audience is there, but you don't even feel them, and there's just something you can feed off that. And this whole uncut, like, you're not doing another take of this is just in the moment.
Yeah.
I love that so much. It feels so real. Versus film is also really cool, and it's nice that you get to watch it back. I love seeing a finished product, especially if I'm happy with my performance. I'm like, I'm really proud of this movie I made or was a part of. So
Yeah.
there are different kinds of love, but it's also it's also nice if you can have another chance on film. In
All right,
theory.
this or that, stage or film.
You can't think. Wasn't that the like number one rule? You can't think.
Yeah,
You
well, I
think
don't
too much.
clearly
You
remember
thought too
thinking.
much.
If I had to pick one to do for the rest of my life, it'd probably be film.
Yeah. But you know what?
That's
I've
fair.
come to believe the stage is the gym. That's where you go to
Mm.
like get strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, all
You
the
take
best
those
work on
skills.
stage at first.
Yeah.
And
The best actors, I think, they all came from the stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
absolutely.
James Earl Jones.
True. So earlier you mentioned that American Ninja Warrior helps you in acting because you know how to use your body.
Yeah.
Do you find yourself being very physical when you're acting, or?
It depends. That was my biggest first note, and you probably remember this from when I was in class. I was always very tense, and I just needed to learn how to relax. That was my whole first year of Playhouse, is learning to let my shoulders drop. And every time I got mad on stage, I'd clench my jaw and get all muscular and stuff, which was not good. And I think that was rooted in Ninja Warrior, because I'd always get very physical whenever I was emotional. So it was learning to almost use my body in a different way, to loosen up my body and relax it. And then once you're loose, it depends on the scene, really. Like in self-tapes, I've learned you have to be so simple.
Yeah.
Acting on stage versus acting in that little box. My original self-tapes, when I was getting more into Playhouse, I'd move around so much and be so big, which is not great to do. In self-tape versus stillness is so powerful, especially in this big emotional scene. If you're just still,
Yeah.
it's
That's more.
it speaks much more
It's
than
true.
the unnecessary movement.
Right.
And I think that was a big thing. I'd have unnecessary movement because of insecurities.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's almost learning how to use my body. I don't want to say less, but just in a simpler way. Absolutely, just being more simple and in the moment.
Very cool.
Nice.
But I will definitely use my body, like, when I can. I would love to do a role that, like, hey, I'm going to do a backflip now. Something like that. That'd be fun. Or just
Oh, bro.
activising, too. You know, you've all been through spoons. Like,
Yeah.
activising is so important. But that can
Yeah,
just,
it is.
you don't have to use your whole body. You can just raise your eyebrow. Something
Yeah.
like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yay.
Some
Look
people
with your
can't raise their
eyes.
eyebrows.
I can't raise one.
Hmm.
I
I can't.
can't do
You
it.
can't do it either?
No, I cannot. Can you do it?
Yeah, do both.
Wow.
That's
Look at you.
amazing.
I stared at myself in the
Can't do
mirror when I was a kid until I figured out how to, like, at first I could just do the right
Yeah.
one. But I saw Jim Carrey do it, and I was like, well, if he can do it, I can do it. I just have to figure
Jim
it out.
Carrey.
Yeah.
You compared yourself to Jim Carrey
This was
as a
in
kid.
in living color time. And he had the funniest facial expressions.
That guy.
Yeah.
Like Fire Marshal.
Yeah.
That
Almost
was
everything.
Ooh,
Ah,
that's where I
everything
got
he
that
did.
from.
His type of comedy
He's-
doesn't
It's
exist right
so
now in film.
physical.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
It's
It's
true.
really hard to do.
Yeah,
He
it
was
is.
one of the most talented
Exhausting.
to ever do it.
I don't think
Yeah, he
people have
does
the
seem
energy for that
exhausting.
So good.
anymore.
I mean, I still love Ace Ventura. Like, I will watch that and die laughing still. Like, it's
I
hilarious.
just saw a clip. I don't know who posted it, but it was a meme, and it was like Jim Carrey as Ace Ventura, probably the first one, and he was running behind like an athlete on a track.
Yeah.
That was you?
Yeah, that was
Yeah. It was like
Chloroform.
yeah. That was the first one, yeah.
it said the meme said, "How did I get this amazing man?" Shout out to you guy, whoever you are.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
hilarious.
So yeah, you can do it. Just figure it out.
I've
It's all
tried.
muscles. You have control of all these facial muscles. You just have to figure it out.
I feel like my eyebrows are linked together or something. Every time I try to raise one, there was just either none or both goes up, and I look constipated trying to do it.
Constipated?
That's why you work on it in the privacy of the bathroom.
No, right? It is cool though.
I think I can do my ears too. See if you can see them.
Whoa! How do you?
Wow.
That's. I don't know what you would
How
ever
are
do
you
that for,
doing
but that's impressive.
You know who
Just
can do
happens.
that? You know who can move their ears like that?
Who?
Dumbo.
Yeah,
Elephant?
obviously Dumbo.
Yeah, Dumbo can do that.
What muscles are you using? Like, what is that? How
It's
are you
like
moving it?
the scalp.
Uh,
You have to pull this back, and then. Have you ever like made your eardrums beat?
No,
oh.
that'd be
No.
scary
Yeah,
as
I feel
How do
hell.
you do that? I've made them pop. Like, I've popped my ears.
Ugh.
Well, when you wiggle them, you can hear like a drum. Like
Yeah,
doom,
yeah.
Doom, doom, doom.
No, thank you.
That's weird.
It's like Jumanji in there.
Mm-mm, no thanks.
Jumanji.
You know-
Thank you.
You know what's strange, and I don't know if this is just Meisner and if you guys have learned this, but how many different things you learn because of acting.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
Yeah.
for sure.
Like
For sure.
all the different skill sets.
Yep.
There was
Yeah.
this one scene I wanted to do that had a whistle in it, and I couldn't whistle. So I spent like 10 minutes every day trying to teach myself how to whistle. And
What do you mean?
Like
You
like
couldn't do that
I
before?
couldn't do that at all. I
Ah.
couldn't do that
I still
whatsoever.
can't whistle.
Pepper
And
Pig.
yeah, and just a YouTube video in your car ride every day. That's all it is, and then you go until you can do it.
Yeah.
Huh.
I can't do the whistle with your fingers in your
That's
mouth.
hard.
Like,
I can't do
I
that.
even watch YouTube videos to figure it out. Can't do it.
Yeah,
I won't be doing that.
I
but-
should learn how to whistle.
it's
a
pretty
good-
useless, but it's cool.
Oh.
I don't know if I'm ever
I
gonna.
guess so.
It's cool though. It's fun.
All right, Cal. What does success look like to you?
I think there's success, and then there's all my dreams coming true. So
And they're different?
yeah, totally. I think success. If I could just be a working actor, that's success for sure. If I could just pay all my bills just with acting jobs and do something I love as my job, that's success for sure.
Yeah.
100%. Versus all my dreams coming true, I'd want to tell stories with the best storytellers in the world.
Yeah.
And then I'd want to work with the best directors and the best actors and the best writers to tell amazing stories. That's all my dreams coming true. Because, I mean, that's what I grew up on. I watched these amazing movies. I watched amazing actors, and I want to be one and work with them. More work with them, especially. And then if I am working with them, chances are I'm at that level, which is reassuring. But that's a dream, to work with the best.
Yeah, it
And I would
is.
just be so starstruck and grateful to be there. And that would be really, really cool. That's like peak success.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Who is your biggest inspiration? Like who?
Acting wise,
Mhm.
I was not prepared for this one. It's so hard to narrow it down to one person. I think lately, and I credit this movie, there were two movies that really spoke to me that I can remember before I was into acting. It was Good Will Hunting and this movie called The Way, Way Back that has like Maya Rudolph, Steve Carell, and a few other people. And of course, Marley and Me. That movie just made me cry.
Yeah.
So I credit though Good Will Hunting. I rewatched that again recently.
It's so good.
And everyone is so good in that movie. But I thought they were really young when they wrote that. They still were. They were. Matt Damon and Ben Affleck wrote them themselves. Damon was 27, I think, and
wow.
Affleck was 25,
Wow.
and they won Oscars for
So-
Best Original
yep.
Screenplay. And think if Robin Williams didn't win the Oscar for Best Supporting, he got robbed. I refuse to believe that
I
somebody had a
know.
better performance in general, let alone that year.
I
He was
know.
so good in that movie, and they made this beautiful piece of art that young. That's so inspirational to me. And Damon had this baby face. I thought he was like a few years older than me. I was like, he's got to be like 21 in this movie. And he was 27. So I'm like, okay, I have a little bit more time. That's super inspirational to me because they wrote that and
Yep.
that was their foot in the door. I think that's amazing to be able, if I could write something that had just a script like that. And I think I could, maybe not that good. It'd be a different script with a different essence.
It'd
But
be a
I think I
different
could.
story altogether.
Yeah, and I think I could write something that could have long-lasting value and tell a great story like that. It's just they said they called it the Harvey Keitel part when they got Robin Williams in to play that part. So it's a whole process of getting. I don't know. I'd love to pick their brains about how they went
Yeah.
about making that in
Honestly,
general.
I would too.
Yeah, so I think that's so inspirational to me. But like favorite actors and things, obviously like the usual Pacino, De Niro, Nicholson, Brando.
Classics.
But also like I've been watching a lot of Emma Stone movies lately, and she's so
so good.
She's so good, and she
She
got in
is.
the door when she was super young. So a lot of people and like Timothy Chalamet, newer actors, just all those guys, and a lot of younger people, when I see younger people on screen, that moves me a lot. Because I'm like, I gotta get on this.
You're on it. You're on it.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to be. I'm trying to be.
You're on the track. You have an agent. You're getting all your things, materials together.
Yeah.
You got this. You got this.
Working on it. We'll get there. We'll
yeah.
get there. Just gonna finish out the curriculum and then let's book some work.
In the future, you're already there. You just gotta work towards it.
Yeah, and that's something I struggle with is staying in the moment sometimes and not getting super ahead of myself, because what grounds me is that I love what I do. So I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm still finishing the curriculum in class, but post-curriculum, I don't think I'm going to be freaking out like, why am I not in New York or LA yet, and just turning this all into business, which I think would eventually suck the life out of me. I do want to put on some plays and continue just doing scenes that I really connect to, and I love these parts and these characters. So,
Well, I'm going to ask you to get ahead of yourself on this last question. What does the next 5 years look like for you?
Oh, man. I mean, that depends. That depends on how much work I book, really. I prefer to move to LA over New York, even though, I don't know, New York scares me. It's super crammed, but I think I could live there if I was working there. LA is also scary in its own way, but ideally the next 5 years looks like transitioning from a classroom actor into an actor that's working, booking work. So finishing up my reel, and I just got new headshots. I got to put those out there, and auditioning a lot. Like, I'm gonna get more on Backstage and Actors Access and doing my own auditions as well as whatever my agent or manager gets me, and booking work. That's the next 5 years. I'm gonna be booking more and more until eventually, hopefully, I land some shows. Hopefully, I land some movies, and yeah, I just want to be a working actor. That's the dream.
I don't think your reel is ever finished or ever done.
Oh yeah, it's always evolving. I think this is just like a first rough cut of my reel, because I've been in school for 2 years now. I don't think I was good until about a year ago when I learned how to relax. And now that I'm confident in my abilities and I know that I'm a solid actor, I'm building up this first reel. Eventually, once I book work and things like that, it'll be forever changing. And then eventually you don't need it if all your dreams come true. Right? Yeah. Like, oh, I've seen this guy in this.
Right.
I know what
let's
he
hire
can do.
him. Let's get him.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how it works. Just one foot in the door.
That's all you need.
Yeah. True.
Don't forget to make your own opportunities too,
Oh yeah, that's why I'm
Continue
writing,
writing.
a
That's why
lot.
he's
Absolutely.
writing,
Yeah.
and utilize your resources
And
with the community that you've built,
Absolutely.
and make as much work.
Yeah.
I think you're already on that path, and I can tell that other people notice it, because you being as young as you are, you was still given like responsibilities. Like, even Tony trusted you to run those rehearsals, and you've done that for over what?
Yeah,
a
I
year
just came
now.
up on a year for hosting rehearsals, which is sweet.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
And that's not something everybody gets an opportunity to do. So
Yeah.
there's something in there.
Only the very
That's
serious.
Yeah. And that's something that's something I do, like, whenever I do move, I'd want to move with other actors to keep me. I've heard a lot of I've caught up with the LA alum, and they're like, man, there's nobody to rehearse with out here. Everybody wants to. Philly's got such a great community. I love what you guys are, like POE and the Crate TV. I love that. Like, talk about creating your own opportunities. That's amazing. And I think there's so much room. I don't know why someone hasn't done that sooner. Like, I love the concept of that. And that's like a really good way to get your foot in the door and make those own opportunities. And I think Playhouse in Philly has created such a strong group of just people trying to work and hustle, and that aren't super jaded, versus out in LA, everybody wants a paycheck in their hand right away. And they're saying, like, I wrote this and that out there, but I have to get like $2,000 at least, because everybody wants to get paid and everything like that. Versus us, we get a great script going. We love acting. We just want to make this as help me help you. So I love that. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So that is the end of Let Me Ask You Something, which brings us to our final segment, which is where we ask you for some words of inspiration. Would you like to leave any inspiring words for our viewers and listeners?
Yeah. Just which ones?
You got a lot?
There's always something different that comes to mind, but I might just be rambling because I'm
Top 3.
top 3. I think there's something I already said earlier about, I think everyone should explore everything until they find something that they're passionate about.
Oh, wow.
And then really just once you have something that you're passionate about, if that can be created into work, do everything in your ability to make that your life, or do that as much as you want to do. I think, like, I'm passionate about acting, so I'm working as hard as I can at it and to be the best actor I can be. So hopefully I can do that for the rest of my life. And then man, other words of inspiration. Get sleep. Sleep is very important.
Yes.
I know so many people running off like 4 hours of sleep, or even 4 or 5 hours less than that every night, and it's like you're gonna turn into a zombie.
Yeah.
It's gonna start to show in your health. So get good sleep.
Yeah.
Noticed that the other day I was running off 5 hours when I'm used to 8, and you're just dragging. So I think
I
that makes
remember
it
being
ages
19
you.
and getting 8 hours. Man,
Yeah,
I still get 8 hours,
it's nice. So yeah,
but I have to go to bed really early.
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
To
but
get it.
prioritizing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, have some kind of movement in your life, that whether that be just walking every day or being in the weight room for 3 hours. I think movement is so good just for you in general. And that was my mindset when I was a kid. I really just played on playgrounds, and then I transitioned into Ninja Warrior, which is just a big playground. And I'm like, if everybody just kept playing on playgrounds and running around when they were a kid, I feel like everyone would be a lot happier.
Yeah.
And I always find the gym and movement to be super therapeutic, and it's just good for you. And yeah, so move around, get sleep, find something that you're passionate about, and try to keep a positive mentality.
Love it.
Yeah, those are good ones.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cal.
Of course, thank you so much for having me. It was great to be
Of
here.
course.
Did you have a good time?
It was like, yes, I was a little
Okay.
anxious, and I'm anxious I'm going to be
why?
watching this like, oh man, I rambled a little bit, but it's fine.
No,
No,
It's
you
fine.
didn't.
It's a dinner party.
podcast.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a dinner party
Yeah,
with
yeah.
your friends.
Yeah, but it was great, and you guys are so nice, and I knew it's such a safe environment.
Yeah, I'm
just
glad.
to be around,
Awesome.
and,
Awesome.
Safe for you, maybe.
Safe. Yeah, back with Michael Pitt.
See, what
Michael?
happens sometimes at dinner parties is people like break out in fights when somebody says the wrong thing. So I think we should go ahead and cut this shit before we start a fight in this moment.
No, I think we should
You
get into a
keep-
fight.
Oh yeah, okay.
Start the
Lovely.
scene off like that.
Yeah, start this.
True.
I had French fry in my mouth. This is
No,
the sign
since
to
you
wrap
like
it up.
jumping ahead, and asking questions that has people's names next to it. Go ahead with your French fry in your mouth. Go ahead, close the show.
Well, that ends the show. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Kyle, for joining
Thank
us.
you.
Yes, thank
Thank
you
you
so
for having
much.
me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we will see you next week, guys. Well, not next week. When did these come out? We'll see you in the future at some point.
Yes. All right.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye, love you. Mean it.